everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how I used to take product photos, basically in a professional looking way without spending hundreds of pounds on any cameras or setup equipment or anything like that. All I used to use is this, and I used to use some of this and some of this. So today our subject, if you like, our handmade product is going to be this, just purely because he's nice and easy to take photographs of. He's got all sorts of little textures and things on there, different colours, things like that. So I was kind of hoping that this might kind of represent a handmade product a little bit better, rather than me just like using an egg or something, or an egg, I'm not quite sure where that came from, or a mug or something like that. I tried to use something that was nice and big, so something that had lots of colours in it as well, and also he was just sat on my desk, so I just thought, why not use him? So today I'm going to take you back to the corner of my office. So it is a little bit messy, so please forgive the mess. I've just dropped my tape, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do. So here we have our subject, our piece of paper, and our smartphone. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that into the direct sunlight to just demonstrate why you shouldn't take pictures in direct sunlight. See how the shadows here are being cast, and it's also really bringing up the texture on the plants itself. Is fantastic for a more kind of arty social media shot. Not so great if you're just trying to give an overall representation of what the item actually is. And also it's not very clean. It's kind of your eyes being drawn to these dark bits here. Yeah, overall not a great shot for the first photo slot on Etsy, but again, as I've just said, it's a good arty shot to take to put on your Instagram or Facebook or something like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move that little guy in the middle of the paper. So obviously you don't want to get in the shot this area here or that area there. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my phone there ready for me to take pictures. So what I've got is that I have got obviously this sheet of paper here. I've taped it up here. Now to the right hand side, you can probably see by my hand, there is French doors here. It is November, it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so the sun is beginning to set. Now it's a very kind of windy, cloudy day, so the light is in, out, in, out, in, out, which is okay, but it just makes it a little bit more difficult to make the photos kind of more in unison, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop you guys down here, and the video might get a bit wobbly because I'm just about to show you what I'm going to do. But I'm going to bring you out to about here so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. I have my phone. So first of all, I'm just going to put it in normal photo mode just so I can have a little play. So I'm going to bring it to about here. Now on the iPhones as well, it has this little icon down here which is 1x and 2x, which is more like a sort of macro shot. So I'm just going to get snapping, and I'm just going to start experimenting with sort of placement, so I can try going up here, so more sort of on this angle as a bird's eye view, which is also quite a fun one to have. I can also try doing it landscape and getting down quite low and pointing the lens up, seeing how that comes out. And yeah, basically I'm just going to go across and see all the different modes, but the two that I want you guys to focus on are photo and portrait. Now portrait mode I think is available from iPhone 7s and up, I'm not sure. I have an iPhone 8 Plus, but as of only about a week ago I had an iPhone 6s Plus, and the camera on there was just as good. So if you've got an older iPhone, don't think that you can't use this video, because you absolutely can. So I'm on portrait mode right now. I'm going to swipe across to studio light. I just feel like the colours on the studio light mode are more vivid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that the main item is in focus. So I'm going to focus it on the green areas of the plant, and it's telling me to move further away. So at the top here, there we go, it will tell you to move further away. So I'm just going to follow the instructions on the screen. It's wonderful about portrait mode is that it kind of holds your hand and walks you through it. But even so, right away on the screen, I can see that the quality of this mode is truly amazing. So there we go. I've just taken a real professional looking photograph, literally just with my phone. I haven't edited it, nothing. I've just literally snapped it and showed you guys on the camera. I will pop the photos on screen at the end as well, before editing and after, just so you can see the difference that that step does make. Another quick little thing you can do, so I've just mentioned that the sun is in, out, and now I'm kind of coming down to here. You can see that the bright white and the shadow that was here before is now gone, so the sun has now gone in. But just to show you what I would do in a situation like this is, I'm just going to swap hands. So I've got another white A4 sheet of paper, and I'm going to come in a little bit closer. So on the camera here, I'm just going to focus you guys a little bit better. This is quite difficult doing this one-handed. Just popping you down there like that, just so you can see a little bit better what I mean. So if it's a cloudy day or it's very windy and you're just getting really frustrated with the amount of light that's being sort of lost here, and you know, obviously it's great that light is coming in through here, hitting this part of the subject, but the detail and, you know, there's not a lot of light on this side of the item. So what I tend to do is that I'll get a second piece of paper. Now I tend to use A3 or A2, but you can by all means use A4. And just take a look very carefully at this area here. All I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this here. So that is without and this is with. I'm just going to pop that here. So just take a really close look on the screen as to the difference that this makes. So this is without, and this, hang on, and this is with. So you can see that it magically reflects the light back on the subject. So what I've basically done now is that I've created a little light box. Now you can tape this, you can grab a cardboard box or a stool or something like that to lean this up against. It's a very non-kind of professional way to do this. And this is the exact setup that I used for 2 years before I could pay to get professional photographs taken. So if I was to take that away, that immediately gets very, very dark. Pop that back in there and it gets lighter again. So now I'm just going to attempt to take a picture with the... There we go. So when you get more comfortable with the photos and the photography style that you're trying to aim for, you can by all means start using props. So I have here not very good fake flowers, but I did always used to use these with my jewellery photos. So what you can do is you can kind of strategically try and place these. Now obviously from this angle they just don't look very good, but if I get down to sort of here and try and strategically place them, and I can show you what I mean on the screen when I'm finished, but it does actually make quite a big difference. There we go. So I've just taken the picture using the flowers in the background like so. You don't have to use props. If you are in doubt, I would always go simple first and then sort of work your way up to using props and things like that. But you can see that just by a real easy setup, we can take real professional looking photographs. I'll pop the best ones on the screen now, just so you can have a quick look. So guys, that was me taking the photograph itself. Now, if you're happy to leave it as it is, that's completely fine. However, if you want to edit it in a free software, continue watching, because I'm going to take you into my computer and show you how I would edit the photographs we've just taken. Okay, so we're in my computer now. I've gone to iPicky. Now, the only reason I'm doing it on Microsoft Edge is purely because my Chrome is playing up at the minute. But obviously your Chrome browser will be fine, so just go onto Chrome or any browser that you fancy using and head to iPicky. Now, I have already got the photos from my phone here, so just to enlarge them, just so you can see what they're like. Already you can see that they're actually pretty good. Not a lot of work is needed, but if you want to take this extra step to kind of bring some more zing to your photos, that's absolutely fine. Click on Edit a Photo, Enable Flash, Allow Once, and then go back onto it again, and it will be loading. It might take a little while depending on your Wi-Fi. Open a photo. So I'll be going onto here. You can only open one at a time. And then basically you are met with this. You have your photo here and all of the editing bits and bobs here. Now, the biggest thing that I find that Etsy shops do is they either make their pictures too bright, so they overexpose them, or too dark, so they underexpose them. I want to essentially try out exposing mine a little bit more, just so it gets rid of the shadowy areas behind. I'm going to go onto the highlights, make sure they're a little bit brighter. Shadows can do with being a little bit more intense. contrast. Don't really want to play too much with the contrast. Now obviously guys, I'm not a professional photo editor by any means. I'm just basically showing you how I used to do mine before I used to get professional photographs taken. The only reason I do that now is just because it takes a lot of time, time which I do not have. So as you can see, I'm going way over here to show you, you know, I've literally had some photographs before that I've seen in Etsy shops that are literally like that, or literally, I mean, not that bad, but probably like that. Like that there, and you want to be a happy medium, so something like that. And I'm going to keep it super simple today guys, just because you know you don't want to spend a heck of a lot of time on this, purely because obviously if you're listing a lot of listings, you don't want to be spending too much time doing this. Now also we've got quite a lot of white space around here, so I'd probably recommend cropping it a little tad, just so it's focused on the actual picture itself. So there we go. Now there's not too much more that I'm going to do with this. I might just sharpen it up a little tad just to get rid of the kind of floaty edges. Clarity is something that obviously, as you can see, enhances the texture. So if you go right the way up there, that kind of makes your eyes hurt a bit. If you go right the way down there, it's more softer. I'm going to go with something like that. So you can see the textures on the piece, but it's not too, like, you know, intense where it, obviously, I'm not quite sure why that makes my eyes hurt, but it does. Sharpness, I'm going to bring up a little bit. I'm going to apply. Vibrance, ooh, that's a whole heck of a lot of colour. Vibrance, I assume that's effectively just making the colours more intense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it a little bit more intense, but not too much. And obviously with this guys is that it's a little bit like makeup, less is more, so just don't try and overdo it. If I get up the previous photo here, you'll be able to see what I've kind of done. And you can see how not a lot of work has actually made it 10 times better. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you. Please consider subscribing if you haven't already for more videos like this. Give this video a big thumbs up if you haven't already. Leave a comment below, say hello, and I love you all, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye.